Play.
Casey's with us. Casey, courtside. What would your advice be to Eva tonight in terms of how she should try and go about winning this match?
Evening, Petco and Petch. It's great to be courtside. A beautiful evening down here. Well, look, Petco talked about the start of how little games that she's even received or got off Iga previously. So I think whatever she has done previously, completely change up her game plan in every way. And that may mean taking a few extra risks, really taking the ball on, trying to come forward, mixing it up. But Iga, well, she is looking sharp already.
That's impressive from the German.
It really is, and particularly we saw the angle on that forehand side. That heavy forehand of Swiatek's is usually what bothers Lys and why we have seen that very dominant scoreline. Here we see it. It's a lot higher. There is a lot of rotation on it. That's where Lys tends to struggle. She's not the tallest of players, but she did tremendously well right here to stay in the rally and eventually even turn it around in her favor.
What a start this potentially could be.
40.
And I'm sure Eva Lys is feeling much more comfortable out here, having already had that match previously, of course.
That's gone long, and a game on the board already. And as Andrea's been saying, they have been tough to find in the previous 3 meetings. 1-1 in Stuttgart, back in.
It
was an interesting year for Iga last year. I mean, if you want to just drill it down into being fairly granular with numbers in terms of her game, return games won 2024 was at 47%. Last year, 39%, dropped off. Wow. Was there just one ball down there, or was 3 ball kids going for the same thing? That was keen. And then you look at her service games won 2024, 82%. Last year, just rounding it up, 76%. Those are quite some significant drop-offs in key areas for a player of her quality.
And yet she has a Wimbledon
Exactly.
title.
That's what I mean. It's
so strange, the sport. But I will say, to your point, Mark, that in that Wimbledon semi-final and the Wimbledon final, both matches, she was at around 90% making returns on a grass court against a player like Belinda Bencic and Amanda Anisimova. So she definitely had her numbers together to be able to win that Wimbledon title.
It's a tricky return for Lys to deal with. That's the sort of height that Andrea was talking about. Lys having to try and get her feet up the court, trying to suffocate the bounce. And if it beats you, well, then Iga's going to beat you too. Couple of break-back points. And the season was littered with some of those kind of mistakes from Iga. There was a real sense that she was trying to be far more proactive. She was trying to build a game that was going to keep the big hitters from hurting her, and she was going to able to take their time away. Such a beautiful sport when it's played like that. Unfortunately for Lys, she comes up short. Swiatek levels.
Absolutely brilliant baseline rally. Iga Swiatek, you could just see her targeting that forehand off Lys's relentlessly. That tends to be the weaker shot off the baseline until she has the opening. Casey, that must have looked pretty good from down there.
Yeah, admiring both women out here tonight. I think that rally in particular was really important for Iga, just to win that longer extended rally, just to put in the mind of Eva, hey, I'm going to grind a few out here in these early stages and not throw in too many unforced errors, but a fabulous finish to that game from Iga Swiatek.
This is my favorite thing about Iga Swiatek's game, the way she approaches short balls, how early she sees them, how quickly she gets up to them. She doesn't even have to hit them this hard as she does. Just by taking so much time away from her opponent, she's just deadly for the other side.
Well, against most players, that would have been a lethal return, but Swiatek managed to survive the initial barrage, but couldn't come up with the winner. Breathtaking start by both.
30.
And this is just a shot that I think came a bit too early in the rally. If we had seen, we think about that long rally that she managed to break Lys with, going for the down the line forehand. Much quicker, pulling the trigger maybe a tiny bit too quick.
Timing the ball beautifully. Lys off the return in particular, very quickly back to Swiatek, and she could quickly be back in front. Break point. And that is exactly what happens. Eva Lys breaking Swiatek for a second time. Case, where would you serve to Iga?
We'll be going into the forehand at this point, Petch. Just don't feel like she's quite got the timing right on that forehand side just yet, when Eva's been able to get it a bit hard and fast in there. Obviously, Iga's forehand cross-court, as Petko mentioned earlier, with that high, heavy ball, can trouble, but certainly at the moment, definitely not vibing off that forehand side for Iga.
When you make predictions like that, you get paid tonight, Case.
I've got a question for you, though. I'm trying to work out the shoe that maybe we can get a close-up of that Eva Lys is wearing.
That's yours.
Just from a bird's eye view sitting here, I'm not sure why it just feels like it's not your conventional, but I can't work out. My eyes are terrible what type of shoe she's wearing. Anyway.
Well, it looks, I think I know what you mean. The shape of it looks a little bit like a running shoe from the side, and but it is.
It's Asics,
right?
Yes, but it is just a regular, good old hardcourt shoe.
There you go.
She was all Asics, wasn't she? Wasn't she Asics 360, and then she just signed with Lacoste?
Yes. Casey is just so right about Iga Swiatek's forehand. That's the shot that makes and breaks her game. When she's feeling it, when she's timing it well, she is winning Grand Slam tournaments. But then there are just these few times when the extreme grip, the rush, being rushed into that corner, just makes her insecure at times. But she seems to be finding her rhythm.
Thank you.
Phenomenal crowd in here tonight. Oh, that is good. That is very good. 4 fabulous games. Her footwork, getting behind the ball.
So good.
Oh.
So good. I think she sensed that the ball was going to drop short before Lys even struck at the ball in front of her, and that's how quickly she's up there. Absolutely deadly.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, how's that for a redirect? It's outrageous shot making at the moment.
They are really playing incredible tennis right now, both of them.
Dropped a little bit of pace on those last couple of serves, but up till now she's been serving about 7 Ks quicker on that first serve than she was at Australian Open 2025. It's been a work in progress, hasn't it, that serve? It's had a few modifications, Andrea.
Yeah, it really has. And there you see again that heavily rotated forehand that is so specific to Iga Swiatek. You had her do the full motion a few years back, then she had that very abbreviated motion where she put her racket straight up above her shoulder. Now she's somewhere in between. And I've spoken to her just before this match, and she told me that in the off season they worked on technique, and she didn't want to say what specifically, but it seemed to me like serving is definitely always part of it for Team Swiatek.
That is a fabulous first holder serve for Swiatek, but she is having a play Grand Slam winning tennis to keep Eva Lys at bay at the moment. 3-2.
3 games to 2.
Let's take a look at the motion of that serve. As we say, it's been through a few changes. Talk me through it, Andrea.
So you see here, it's a quite high start for, if you compare it to other serves, but she has a nice flow. Both right and left hand go together, not quite at the very same time, but much better than if you think back of her motion 2 years ago. And then this is where her strength really comes at play, her athleticism, how she doesn't go too deep into the knee so she can still get the full dynamism out. And then the landing is absolutely beautiful. I think she can still get a bit more rotation in.
Can she stay with Swiatek? KC 40 in the world at the moment for Eva Lys. What do you reckon? What do you think is a realistic target?
Well, look, I think if she can actually sustain the work that she's done on tour this year, I think that she can maintain that ranking. I actually think that's great success. I'm not entirely sure of what her goals are for the season, but I think we've all been there, and Petko, we've been on tour, when you can have longevity in the game and keep backing up some of the great stuff that she was able to produce this year. I think that would be a big tick for her. Very similar in this match. Also, the level that she has produced so far has actually been really high. I guess the question is she going to be able to stay with Iga right now in these next few games, stay with her and sustain the level that we've seen her play already so far.
One of those kind of games, Eva Lys, that makes tennis look easy, as though it comes easy to her. She just seems to be able to kind of drift onto the ball and send it back with more pace than it came at her with. Very quick to read it.
From the back of the court, I really think she could be a top 20 player. She takes the ball so early. She redirects it seamlessly. She's one of the best returners in the world. Much higher ranked in terms of return games won than her actual ranking is in 40. I do wonder about the serve. The average serving is very low, and against the best in the world, I'm not sure whether it will be enough. Now the last two, she's really gone for broke at 172K. But you can see right away that this is sort of straining and forcing it for her. She knows she has to do more than she can traditionally on that aspect of her game against an Iga Swiatek.
Oh.
Advantage, Team Germany.
Just love the movement onto that ball. It wasn't like a deep diagonal move forward. It was just a shallow one, but cut the ball off, gave her the opportunity. It is relentless though, isn't it, from Iga? Just doesn't take a point off. That's just gone long. It's nice to see the LEDs on the net, and you can just actually see, because the noise was...
Advantage, Team Poland.
It's also so nice to see Iga move forward there, Petch. Take a look and see. She gets this opportunity here with the footwork so good. Playing it nice and short. Love it.
I mean, she has absolutely cracked that, and she lost like a quarter of the court.
And here we have it. We mentioned it before. We talked about it. It seems like she has upped her base level and pace, and she has. We have the bold six guys giving us the stats when we need them. 5 Ks an hour quicker than she was yesterday against Lemons, and she already played a great match there.
Absolute boutique collection of winners already in the first 30 minutes.
Team Germany.
Well, it's almost part of that whole taking a risk as well, isn't it? Just, she almost has no option, having previously played Iga so often, knowing that she needs to come out and just crack a few more, add a few extra Ks on the ground strokes.
Oh, come on. Lys lets loose, and we're at 3-all. One thing to imagine it, another thing to execute it.
Well, this is what it looks like when somebody has nothing to lose, is relaxed.
You obviously didn't see me play.
Enjoys the occasion, and this is just beautiful ball striking.
Swiatek sort of put herself up on that untouchable pedestal, didn't she, back in 2022, where everything she touched turned to gold. 5 WTA 1000 titles that particular year. First time that number had been sort of secured since Serena Williams back in 2013. Wore the crown as world #1 for the first time by winning the first 20 matches that she was sitting right in the penthouse. Was unbeaten for 135 days. Even getting challenged seemed like a huge monumental chant. But the gap has closed a little bit, but it is taking exceptional tennis. But Lys has found that.
13. Thank you. Thank you.
And the one thing I will say about Swiatek's serve today, she is good in pace, but it's sort of going directly into the strike zone of Lys, who loves to take the returns early. And so the ball is coming back at Swiatek quicker than she can land, and it's been really difficult for her to set up the +1 shot from there. Now that was the perfect example for that. That was a much slower serve. It was a little bit more rotation. It was a second serve, but well placed. And that's when Eva Lys, with her stature that is not as tall as other players, gets the actual trouble. It's not the quick serves that come around her strike zone. That's where she's exceptionally good.
Lys gets another reward for playing as brilliantly as she is at the moment. You just described it's a quick serve, but it's a bit purer than the old way that she was serving.
15.
Now, even though she missed that, I thought there was a much better strike for the type of player she's playing in Eva Lys on the other side, who prefers the flat, quick ground strokes.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was the first shot that she's hit that's felt a little ill-disciplined. Just a hint of desperation on that backhand from Swiatek.
Oh. 40-30. Yes.
A couple of years ago, that was the big shift for Iga, that backhand down the line to force you as an opponent to go cross-court into her forehand side. So often now the backhand alone is doing the damage.
Advantage Team Germany.
Yeah, it's just there is a pattern to this match. Whenever Swiatek actually doesn't try to hit the ball as hard as she can, but puts a bit of rotation and placement on it. Take a look at this one. This is a lot slower than the ball that she missed before. It has an angle, it lands short at a court, it opens it up, and without much effort, she gets the winner. And this, on the other hand, is exactly the type of game that this young woman loves and plays so well, and particularly today when she clearly has found one of those days where she just feels so good in her skin and in her game.
I mean, these are just breathtaking rallies.
Sorry, I've gone a bit quiet down here because I'm absolutely admiring the tennis down here. So far from both of these women. We like to say down under. Well, I feel like Eva Lys is seeing the ball like a football right now. Everything she touches is turning to gold, and Iga's got to find some ways to disrupt that feeling for Eva right now.
Advantage, Team Poland.
Siege on Lys's serve has not been lifted, and a second serve opportunity here for Swiatek. Though she went nuclear on the previous couple of returns, upped it by 10Ks plus.
And that last return, you can just see the rust of not having competed in a few weeks for Iga Swiatek. Just tightened up a little bit there. That's very normal, and that's the difference today as well. Eva Lys, Casey mentioned it at the beginning, has already played a match, has already won a match this year and this season. So she has that tiny bit of an advantage.
Even feel on that forehand return, a lot more spin and rotation on the ball, and it does feel like courtside that it feels like a bit of a, like, not bash fest, but the ball that Lys is receiving is exactly what she likes. And I would like to see Iga just make Eva start to think a little bit. Am I getting a loopier one? Am I getting one that's whipping off the court a bit more? Is this one coming hard and fast? But that does take time, as you just mentioned, Petko. First match of the season, playing someone that's played a match. So just potentially taking Iga Swiatek a little bit to find her groove and work this match out, which is totally normal.
Advantage, Team Germany.
That is just not enough. 126 Ks an hour on the first serve is not going to cut it against one of the best returners in the world, despite the slightly drop-off in numbers for Iga Swiatek. She still knows what to do when you just drop it in.
Let serve.
And Mark, I don't know how you see it, but I agree with Casey. This is a bash fest, and that's exactly what Eva Lys wants.
Yeah, it's a bullet off a bullet. Yeah, it's interesting. Obviously, you can see Iga just wanting to put her foot on the gas all the time. But the way that she hits the ball when she does that, it's very flat. Doesn't have the shape and the rotation and breaking the sideline as often. So her band of attack becomes much narrower than normal.
Team Germany.
Fantastic again from Eva Lys
to
find a way through her service games. But even on that return there, I would love to see Iga just go hard and fast with the middle with so much depth to be able to push Eva Lys off the back of the court, get her moving off the baseline a little bit more. She can easily moving laterally across the back of the court at the moment.
Thank you.
Great moment, support from great opportunity. Tonight was an opportunity. Not too many people gave her a chance on past meetings with Swiatek, but she's turning the tables. Oh, come on. That is out of this world. Video game stuff.
Low 15. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Just
you.
lighting fuses and detonating. Incredible. One goes wide, but you can understand why she's trying to finish the point. Just let's take you back to that opening point, Andrea.
This was absolutely incredible, as you said, like played on a joystick. But I will say one thing, and this might sound harsh, this is very good tennis, but it's not very smart tennis. Unfortunately, this is not going to get you points against Eva Lys. Maybe against other players, but she loves exactly this type of tennis. She's going to play her best, and she is playing her best. There you go. This looks on the surface like a nothing serve, 141 k's an hour, but there's a bit of shape, a bit of rotation, and Eva Lys can't even get it on the strings. That's the thing. You have to read your opponent. It's not only about you and how you feel on your side. You have to look over to the other side and know your opponent just as well as you know yourself.
Another miss from Swiatek, and she could be saying goodbye to this opening set.
Yes. Advantage Team Germany.
Trying to shape the ball there, but a little uncertainty on Swiatek's side of the court for the time being, and set point number 2.
Thank you. Thank you. Set Team Germany. games
Well, a
to
real
3.
fitting way to finish the opening set for Eva Lys. Only picked up 7 games previously in her 3 meetings with Iga Swiatek. She gets 6 in the opening. Already you felt as though there was more revolutions on the ball from Swiatek's racket.
A very obvious change courtside, just in terms of height over the net. Very, very different ball already, and just even less pace. But I think it's clearly what they were talking about in the team zone. Unfortunately, no Polish for me, but it looks like an obvious change already. Let's see how it goes.
Bold prediction from the win predictor there to say that Eva Lys is the favourite from here on in. I'd hazard a guess that that win predictor is probably in the minority, not the majority. Casey and Andrea have absolutely nailed it tactically.
40.
Oh, I'm so happy to see that ball from Iga. It is just such a tough ball for Eva Lys, and she now has to think. It's not like Eva's just see ball, hit ball. She's actually having to move to the ball, think about the spin, think about the depth.
And then on top of everything, when she does decide to hit it, it will have that much more impact on the other side because of what Casey just said, because Eva Lys had to back up, had to adjust her footwork, and then that strike that Swiatek possesses will have a lot more on the other side.
Yes. Advantage team Poland. Team Poland.
Yeah, and listen, I mean, you guys have called it so well. I mean, she's been trying to pump in serves at 175, 170. Look at that, 152, much more tail away from the core. Lys hasn't got the biggest wingspan, suddenly struggling to catch up with it.
Really nicely done here by Eva Lys to be alert on that drop shot of Iga Swiatek. It was a weird time to pull it off because she was in kind of a defensive position. But that was well done by the German. And this is my least favorite serve of Iga Swiatek so far that she's hit. And she's hit it so many times. It's that 170 k's an hour through the body backhand of Lys. That is exactly, if you asked her what is your favorite shot in the world, she would say a body backhand return of serve. So she's playing exactly into the strength.
Hitting 14.
It's not going anywhere.
Game on.
It's like a phantom backhand if you're up Swiatek's side of the court. Just can't see it coming.
Yeah, it's the backhand. I love the technique of Lisa's backhand. It's so simple. There's just no room for error there. She just takes the upper body back. Nice take back. Very compact.
Love 15. Love 13.
Good looking volley that, Casey.
Yeah, I like that. It was beautiful to watch. And I think you can absolutely tell, we can all, even Iga herself, can externally, I can see that she knows what she needs to do. I think she needs to be conscious if she's going to play those loopy balls to still accelerate through, even on the serve. Trying to kick it, but get up and out of the serve still. It's been a couple of times where she's deaccelerated on a few of the ground strokes and through the serve. And honestly, sitting courtside, sometimes the worse that Iga is hitting the ball, the more errors she is actually getting from the racket of Eva Lys. The better she hits the ball, it's coming back with venom. It's fierce, and it's struck beautifully.
And Swiatek potentially able to strike for a second time against the Lys serve. I have to say, the high frequency of forehands that have gone into net have been somewhat surprising, and wasn't actually trying to hit that one particularly hard.
Yeah, a few times, and you see that sometimes with Iga when she hasn't quite gained the confidence yet. Sometimes she takes her upper body up and back before she has struck the ball, and that makes her almost over-rotate on the ball, and it just lands in front of her. That was the perfect example for that, where she kind of goes back with her upper body, and then the racket strings just strum the ball. And then, of course, when she's winning Grand Slam titles, you will see her move through the ball, and the forehand is so deadly and one of the best weapons on the WTA Tour. And that will come. She just needs to find her rhythm.
Advantage, Team Germany.
That is some hole to serve. And we'll only know in time just how valuable that is, but right now it feels...
Well, and Mark, we talked about that big body serve of Iga Swiatek's, and take a look at this graphic right here. You can see the red dots are the ones, the points that she's losing. So every time she aims for that, and it was the same one she did now, she loses the point. She needs to stay away from those, particularly on the deuce side.
I mean, that shot there just doesn't need to happen from Iga. She's not going to beat Lys, I don't think, hands down for a clean winner from there anyway. You break the sideline going cross court and pull Lys outside the doubles line with a very comfortable 70+ mile an hour forehand, and the point is probably going to be yours. She's not just not playing the percentages.
No, and even that previous one she hit, Petch, was very different to, say, the first couple of forehands she hit at the very beginning of this first set.
Yep.
Thank you.
take your pick
14.
of just another scorching backhand from the racket of the German. And once again, Swiatek just blindsided by the brilliance of this backhand side of Lys.
Game Germany.
All right, Andreas, got something to lose now. That's the change right now, isn't it? At a set and a break.
That is the psychological change for Eva Lys, but
Ladies and gentlemen,
what has really struck me is she told me before the tournament that she wanted to improve her fitness, and that's what she's worked really hard on, and
ladies
she
and gentlemen,
has.
courtesy to both players, please remain quiet during the point, including kids, please. Thank you.
I think everybody who has seen Eva Lys play in the past has seen how well she strikes the ball. You talked about her timing, her eye, how she glides on the line, but she wasn't as solid from defensive positions, and she has really improved that part of her game tremendously.
Oh, wow. She collects the break back with a phenomenal return, and all is not lost for Team Poland. Lys, however, up a set and 3-2.
Team Germany leads 3 games.
Since Iga just stepped on her strings earlier in that previous game, and I think just gave them a little nudge, loosened them up a little bit. The last few shots have come off nicely. Also a little bit of frustration previously, so
Well, if any of the blue force draining away, that should stop its exodus. It's like AI tennis.
It's really, really, really good. And this is the most mesmerizing thing to me. Those shots out of running positions, she wasn't able to do that. And she really used the time in the off season so well to get that strong, reliant, heavy legs on the outside in gear.
Iga's forehand has been at times tonight about as reliable as a printer on a deadline, and once again she has leaked an error off that wing.
And this is the perfect forehand in Iga Swiatek's book, and she just hasn't been quite able to find that consistently, that rotated, heavily hit forehand with a bit of angle that goes short into the court and opens the court up, uses the geometry of a tennis court.
Team Poland.
Team Poland on its feet, and there it is again. This one, look how well Eva Lys hits that one, because she's there. That's the one she likes. And the short one with the angle, with the rotation, is what actually does the damage. And now a little bit of frustration in the German as well.
Reels off a couple of games to pull up alongside Lys.
Games over.
And Casey, does it look like this is the first time that there's a bit of frustration on the German side?
Yeah, absolutely, Petko. 3-1 up. Just felt like she maybe had it in a way that there was still errors from Swiatek, but a little bit of frustration looking over to her team zone, trying to stay positive, but full well knowing who is down the other end of the court. And this match is so far, obviously, from over. And Iga, well, she's done a good job, I feel like, just to stay within herself. And as you mentioned, a couple of those forehands, just really being able to draw Eva off the court with some width, as opposed to just that lateral kind of movement we've seen from Eva throughout this match so far.
Well, it felt like it was boiling inside of her for the past few minutes or so, and here it boils over for the first time. Like fully understand, but this is tough when you face a champion like Iga Swiatek on the other side. You have to try and keep it buttoned up.
Go.
Massive point here for both women. Where will Eva Lys serve Petko?
I think she should go for the slice. The low one into the forehand side. Just test it out a little bit.
Thank you.
The wing that has been shaky. And that is what champions do. That return was so hard for Iga Swiatek, that wide, low serve. But when it matters most, she makes it, and boy, does she make it. Break point here to take the lead.
Yes. Advantage, Team Poland.
Swiatek showing what champions are made of. I wouldn't agree with those numbers. I'd look a little deeper under the hood.
The win predictor certainly has never had to play Iga Swiatek. I have, and I can tell win predictor, you're a bit off.
Well, Iga had hardly finished her serve, and before she knew it, that return was on her toes. What a great dig, just to dip that over the net and forcing the error.
Yeah, it was a slow serve, but what it does give you is an opportunity to square up nice and quickly and get out of your service motion. Got enough polyester on the ball to get it back over. And again, the slower serve, forcing Lys to have to generate the pace rather than giving her pace. And the Wimbledon champion moves to within a game of taking us to a final set.
Team Poland leads 5 games to 3. Love the team. Love it.
From a set 3-1 down, all of a sudden, the deciding set beckons. Lys try to run interference, but it is Swiatek sprinting through the finishing line of this set.
Thank you. Thank you. Team Poland.
5 straight games.
6 games to 3. 1 settle.
And we're at settle. Bit of a gut check for Eva Lys after that second set. Got away from her. Does she have a deep enough well of belief that she can still win this? Certainly not going to be questioning Swiatek's character. cleans things up nicely with the second forehand, but it's the first one that really wins her the point. And that's that shape of shot that she's looking for. Obviously gives her better depth, the height over the net. That's a natural consequence of it.
You can just see how all of a sudden Eva Lys looks like she's constantly on the back foot while she was inside the baseline throughout most of this match. But the moment Swiatek changed her forehand, changed the shape of her forehand, this game has completely turned around. And this is a great example for when Iga reverts back to the old ways, where she hits the ball hard and flat into the strike zone of Eva Lys. She is the one being pushed back right away.
Swiatek one love, as Volta famously said, change it.
Such a commanding position at a set and 3-1. There's no doubt her body language has changed, so she's got to find ways to pick herself up and kind of let that second set go. But for Iga, I think what's also, I mean, you guys have summarised it so well up there in terms of what Iga's done, and I think what's impressed me is also just her demeanour. And I know in the past we've all seen potentially her be a little bit frustrated, but she really has had a nice sense of calmness to her as she's gone through and worked herself through this match. But the set that I saw, the first set that we watched, it feels like a completely different match now.
Seeing the velocity of her ground strokes, just getting a little volatility right now in terms of her emotions, needs to keep them in check. Oh, that is an unreal backhand. Nothing to work with. Finally, a little bit of magic.
Now, that was such an important game for Eva Lys to keep herself in this match here. This could have gone very fast, but What a beautiful touch. We talked about the angles that Iga Swiatek possesses off her forehand. How about Eva Lys's backhand? She really finds those angles with a nice little flick of the left arm.
Well, the last game sets things up. On the 6 straight games, a little bit of a rout.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, again, just Iga hearing some background noise from the seats that are really close to the court. They actually are Polish fans, but they're just a little bit loud for her liking, particularly before the serve.
Well, Casey, I don't know if you know the details, but maybe there's a welcome drink or two in that VVVIP section.
Yeah, I think they're very, very important people that get the opportunity to experience the wonderful United Cup. They are very close. I'm not sure what the drinks package includes, Petco.
Okay, if you could find out, that would be great.
The premium experience.
Maybe I could do a feature on it. And again, there's that kind of like swirly serve that jumps out of the hit zone of Lys. Previous head-to-head. It's been a war out here.
I mean, this is great how she gets from a defensive into an offensive position. Iga Swiatek, a little bit of bad luck here for Eva Lys. I think she thought this was going out, but look how quickly she's already inside the court.
13, 13.
Anxiety once again from Lys, and Dad Vladimir is having to absorb it, the stress coming his way.
It's definitely felt like a very emotionally charged match. I'm not sure if it's because I haven't sat courtside yet. It's my first kind of experience here, but particularly maybe it's night session. There's lots of people here and both women feeling... It's just felt like a very emotionally charged match, and that's why now in these early stages of this third set, managing that and match managing what you need to do on the court, but also what you're feeling internally becomes so important.
And it's the forearm that's let Lys down there. And so much of Lys's success tonight has come through great shot making, but it's Swiatek, as she's changed her style of play, that's added to a little more strategy.
She really has, and the biggest difference for me, I've been now in this game just watching Eva Lys exclusively, and through that shape of ball from Iga Swiatek, she has been pushed back behind the baseline 3 to 4 feet more, 1 to 2 meters, and that has made the difference in her ground stroke. She's still hitting the ball beautifully, but now it's coming from further back behind the baseline. It gives more time to Swiatek, and the whole game is put from his head on its feet.
Oh, oh. And that's the one thing about the way that Swiatek's played a majority of this match that takes away from one of her great assets, which is her athleticism.
Yeah, I agree. That is so important to underline, that this woman is one of the best athletes the sport has ever seen. And sometimes she takes that aspect away from her game by becoming a ball basher, as Casey has said earlier today.
15, 13.
Missed another one.
Really good job here from Eva Lys, just in terms of telling herself lots of fist pumps, lots and lots of self-talk, lots of positive reinforcements, telling herself to come on, and it's really gave her a little bit of a spring in her step, with a few little unforced errors from Iga as well.
Thirty, 14.
But you're like, look at that reaction. Not the only person that is utterly engrossed in this contest between these two. Lys back in the contest. Has Lys got enough ammunition left to take care of the world number 2? One and 9 against top tenors, of course. Rybakina, a big win in Beijing at the back end of last year in Asia for Eva Lys.
Yeah, she did have 2 match points against Madison Keys in Cincinnati. Couldn't close it out. So she has been close before. You mentioned the Rybakina match. And Eva Lys is doing a much better job in the last 2 games to protecting the baseline again. She's not letting herself be pushed off that easily, as was the case at the end of the second and beginning of the third set. That's why she's been able to rush Swiatek a little bit better again. There she is. You can see where she ends this rally inside the baseline. Takes the ball so early.
Perfect repetition from Swiatek. Statement, hold of serve.
getting loud down here. What a job, what a great job by Eva Lys. Just the intent to tell herself she knows how good she's playing. She's striking the ball beautifully, but that real conviction in knowing that, and then just making sure she stays right here with Iga in this third set. She's done a fabulous job.
Domination, 118 point.
Had a bit of leeway up till that point. Love to have that back. Didn't need to hit it as big. Did the hard work.
Yeah, their return was so good, so much depth. And Maria Cicek, she always looks like she's over it. This is nothing personal. And it just feels like that staying away from that backhand right now for Iga Swiatek is the right way to go. Eva Lys has just dialed it up by yet another notch on the backhand wing. Can't seem to miss it.
That's it, 15.
Signature shot. Sweetly struck.
30.
And having done a great job of pumping the brakes on the advance by Swiatek in this final set, can Lys restock her lead potentially?
Well, and Casey knows how it feels. I know how it feels. I don't know if Mark, if you knows, but there's a time in a tennis player's life where you just can't seem to miss that one shot, and it does all the work for you. In Eva Lys's backhand is that shot for her right now, and Swiatek needs to realize this and try to stay away. You never know how long this will last, this phase. But we are in the very end of the third set. It might get her over the finish line if Swiatek doesn't change something.
Oh, there was so much to savour in that rally. Credit to Swiatek, because that was some second serve, given what Lys has done to her second serve on the outside.
And there was still a great return, and Swiatek, just again, when it matters most, plays her best tennis. What a champion's mind.
So unlucky from downtown Sydney. She still nearly made it.
Advantage, Team Poland.
Every millimetre of this court's been covered tonight by both players.
This is why I just absolutely love tennis. I'm just sitting here thinking about the hard work that both of these women would have done in the off-season, seeing them battle it out here now. It's a game of just minute moments, and they're both playing such a high quality of tennis.
There's been some scintillating shots from Lisa's racket. There's been some subtlety. That was a pure sledgehammer of a return. Can she find one more? Or can Swiatek remedy the crisis that she finds herself in?
This is the very first time we've seen Eva Lys think about the consequences ever since that 6-3, 3-1 lead. There was just a bit of hesitation in that return.
Advantage, Team Poland. Thank you. Thank you.
First serve she makes on the outside in the game, and it is good enough to keep Lys at bay for the time being. See, that's the shot that I just don't understand why it finds the net. Miss it long, miss it wide. I kind of understand it, but it shouldn't be going anywhere near the top of the net.
Yeah. I'll pick up on that. It's oftentimes the things that makes us strongest sometimes also make us the weakest in a way, and I feel like for Iga, her stubbornness has made her the champion that she is, and sometimes that stubbornness to just continue with her game plan and her thing has also been the bane of her tennis at times. Few times, but a few times. Because then she plays 2 points like this, and you're just thinking to yourself, okay, just continue to do that. Casey, what would you do in that? Should she just keep at it because it's proven to help her so many times in her career?
Yeah, almost. I feel like if you walk off the court, you almost feel like you want to have done what you need to do and feel comfortable doing.
Team Germany. Game's over.
The players have sustained themselves, as have the crowd, over the last 2 hours and 20 minutes. A look of pride on Dad's face. It's been an extraordinary performance no matter what happens by Eva Lys.
And Eva's younger sister sitting just behind the team zone while she's been riding every point. Eva's biggest fan throughout this entire match, as I'm sure she is throughout the entire season and her career.
His younger sister Isabella here, of course, and older sister Lisa. delivered a more perfect service game given the circumstances. Iga Swiatek. Swiatek has shown us over the years.
Love 50.
Undiluted passion. The moment's arrived. What a night's entertainment for all the fans here. What a night for Team Poland. They defeat Team Germany. The world number 2 gets past Eva Lys for a 4th time, but it was in stark contrast to their previous meetings.